Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to take this big, intimidating word, strategy, and bring it right down to earth. We're talking about making it a tool you can actually use every single day to shape your life. So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt just adrift? Like you're constantly reacting to whatever life throws at you instead of, being the one in the driver's seat? It's like you're a passenger, right? Well, what if you could become the architect of your own future? Let's dig into how you can actually make that shift. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We'll start by talking about what a scattered life even is. Then we'll introduce strategy as the perfect antidote. After that, we'll get into understanding the system you're operating in, learn how to read life's game, and then, the best part, we'll figure out your very first move.
Okay, so first up, a scattered life. Let's really get to the heart of this problem of aimlessness. It's that feeling, of being pulled along by currents and systems that you might not even see. And that's exactly what can leave us feeling so scattered, so powerless.
I mean, really think about it for a second. So many of us, we just flow along. We do what's expected. We go to school, we get the job, maybe get married. Not because it's a deep, burning desire, but because it feels like the path that's already been paved for us. We're following a script. And the big question we need to ask ourselves is, did we choose this script, or are we just reading the lines someone else wrote?
All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? This brings us to our antidote for an aimless life, strategy. But hold on, we're not talking about some stuffy business plan here. No. We're going to reframe this as a personal philosophy, a way of thinking that helps you create real, meaningful change.
And this right here, this is where it all clicks into place. See, strategy isn't some big, complicated thing you need a PhD for. It's actually really simple. It's the philosophy of change. It's that moment you consciously choose what to do today to create a better tomorrow. It's about connecting the now to the what's next.
And that leads us to this really powerful idea. So often we think we need a map for life, right? A rigid, step-by-step plan that tells you exactly where to go. But life's just not that neat and tidy, is it? It's messy. So instead of a map, think of strategy as your compass. It doesn't give you a fixed path, it gives you a direction, a true north. That way, when you hit an obstacle, and you will, you can adapt, you can find a new way around because you always know which way you're headed.
So, what does a powerful strategy look like in practice? Well, it answers these three huge questions. It starts with you. Who will I become? It's about your own growth. Then it moves outward. Who will I help? It becomes about service. And then it creates this incredible ripple effect. How will they pass it on? Suddenly, your actions aren't just for you anymore. They're part of something bigger, something with a widening impact.
Okay, so you've got your compass. You know your direction. But what about the world you have to walk through? You need to understand the terrain. And that terrain is made up of what we're going to call systems.
And here's the thing, we are swimming in systems all the time. Think about it. Your family, that's a system with its own rules and rules. Your workplace, definitely a system with its own culture and power dynamics. Your school, your society, they're all systems. And every single one of them has its own unwritten rules, its own momentum, and crucially, its own beneficiaries. People who want things to stay exactly as they are.
And that brings us to a really key insight. Every system tries to maintain its status quo. It actively resists change. Why? Because systems are designed to stay the same. People benefit from them. And that's why just charging in and trying to change things head-on almost never works. It's like trying to knock down a brick wall with your forehead. You're just going to get a headache.
So when we're up against these powerful systems, it's so easy to fall into one of two traps. On one side, you have the superhero complex. I have unlimited power. I can change this all by myself. And on the other side, you have the total opposite. I have no power at all. I'm just a victim. But the strategic truth? Well, it's somewhere in that messy, realistic middle.
So instead of fighting the current, what does a strategist do? Well, think about changing a river's course. You don't build a giant dam to stop it. That's a huge, expensive fight. No, you dig a new channel. You understand the flow, the energy of the river, and you create a new, easier, more appealing path for it to follow. You don't fight the momentum, you redirect it. That's strategy. Okay, this is where the rubber really meets the road. If our lives are lived within these systems, then navigating them is like playing a series of games. And to be effective, you've got to understand the rules of engagement. Truth number 1, and this can be a tough pill to swallow, you don't have to enjoy the game, but it's still the game being played. The first step is just to accept reality. You might hate the game you're in, at work, in your social circle, whatever, but pretending the rules are different or that the game doesn't exist, that is the absolute fastest way to lose. You have to see it for what it is.
Truth number 2. The outcome doesn't just depend on how much you want to win. I mean, we've all been told that, right? Just try harder, want it more. But raw effort and passion aren't enough. Winning, or even just succeeding, depends on understanding the rules, the other players, and the tactics that actually work in that specific game.
All right, truth number 3. This one's important. Not everyone is playing by the same rules, even when you're in the same game. You've got to recognize that different players start with different advantages. They have different goals, different resources, and yeah, sometimes they're playing by a completely different rulebook. Seeing that clearly isn't being cynical, it's being strategic.
And this brings us to truth number 4, maybe the most powerful one of all. You don't have to play every game someone offers you. This is it. This is where your real power is. It's not about being the best at every single game. It's about having the wisdom and the courage to choose which games are even worth your time and energy to play in the first place.
So, how do we take all this theory and actually start using it? Let's put it all together and figure out your very first move on the board.
Okay, here it is, your strategic checklist. You can use this for any situation you're in. Step 1, identify the system. What are the invisible forces at play? Step 2, understand the game. What are the rules? Who are the players? Step 3, and this is the most important one, decide if you want to play this game. If your answer is yes, then step 4 is to find allies to change the game with you. And if the answer is no, step 5, find a new game to play. It's that simple and that powerful.
And that, right there, is the big idea I want you to walk away with. Stop trying to win the game you're already in. Start by choosing the game you want to play. We spend so much of our lives trying to get good at games we didn't even choose. The single biggest strategic move you can make is to step back and choose the entire playing field.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is the game you're playing right now, today, truly your own? It's a question to carry with you, as you start to see the world less like a set of things happening to you and more like a series of choices, of systems, and of games just waiting for a strategist, like you, to make a move.